Now with the QR codes and with the new vintages, I think we have the technology to prevent it, but the problem is that there is like millions and hundreds of millions of bottles of old vintages that are still going to be in circulations for the next decades or century
Oh
even.
yeah.
So we can't really. I mean, maybe the wineries that those bottles that are kept at the chateau at the winery, they can update the technology at the label or something, but the ones that are already in collections and everywhere,
Yeah.
you can never know what
No, you
happens
can't.
there.
No, and even if you have a QR code on the wine, you can take that bottle and you can put something else inside of it. You can drink the bottle, fill it up with something else, put the cork back in, put the new cap on, voila.
Of course,
So
QR code
it, it
might not
you're,
be
you're never going to
enough.
get rid of. Sorry.
QR code probably is not going to be enough. But I think I can imagine now. This technology might already exist. I'm not sure, but I could imagine a system with these NFCs. It's very cheap and easy to produce right now, just a chip, and to put a chip in the capsule somehow or with the cork. So when you break it, it's broken, so you cannot rebottle it. I think
Yeah.
there must be a solution. If we can go to the space, we can somehow protect a bottle of wine from rebottling.
Yeah, but again, you're coming back to knowing where the wine comes from when you're purchasing it, and it's very. I think, or at least for me, it's something that I'm very considering pretty
Of course.
tightly. Where are these bottles coming from? And I think that some auction houses have been more flexible, to put it that way, on looking into the provenance of wine bottles than others.
I see. I see. So you also have to be careful with the auction houses.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
aren't they publishing the provenance, or they
Actually, not
must
a
have?
lot of them are. Some of them are just stating, for example, it comes from temperature-controlled cellar at 14 degrees Celsius. So, I mean, that sounds okay, but I don't know where the actual bottles are coming from. And we had like a couple of years ago, we had this stream of 60 top Barolos from the 60s in Norway. And there were I was reading tasting notes on these bottles day in and day out, and all of them said
Okay.
that this one is so young, so fresh, red fruity, blah 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 blah. And like, it's
Wow.
a
How come?
Barolo from the 60s. How is that red fruity and still needs time and has tannins? Come on, where are you getting your
Doesn't
wines?
make. Yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Of course.
If you can show me a bottle from a 60-year-old wine, which is still red fruity and needs time, I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Experience and knowledge about the wines is the key. So at least you can protect yourself from the from the
Yeah. I mean,
from
just
the not so
use,
professional scams.
yeah, use common sense. Look
Of
at the
course.
bottles. Look at like, does it add up? If the wine
Yeah.
is 60-year-old and it looks brand new, that raises a flag to me.
Of course, but I think there could be also like a psychological level to this. Some people I could imagine that don't really want to. They want to believe that it is original for the experience and not really trying to question it. For example, with the Jefferson bottles, the
Yeah.
what was his name? The cock. Person, he was fighting and he was like very strongly believing in the fact that these are the original
Oh
ones.
yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
but
That's an argument that a lot of people have been making, that as long as you're getting a good wine experience, well, where's the harm? It's a great bottle of wine, and you paid for a great bottle of wine. And I think that is actually an irrelevant argument, because
of course,
you're not paying for a great bottle of wine. You're paying for this particular vintage from that chateau, and it's this exact bottle
yes,
that you're paying for. And if you're just looking for a great bottle of wine, then you can find that at a million places, and that's not what you
of
purchased.
course,
So faking wines is a big no-no, and I'm very glad that Rudy was caught And I think that the whole world sort of woke up and understood the massive problem that we actually have had with fake bottles of wine. And I think it was a wake-up call for the whole industry, from the auction houses to the wine producers to the collectors, and the whole chain of players in the market.
Yeah. I wonder how it is going to change in the future, but it's definitely very interesting. I think the only safe place is if you are purchasing from the chateau, or for very reputable sellers that you are sure that they have purchased it from the seller and they have the documents to prove it.
Yeah, I mean, you have loads of wine storing facilities as well, all around the globe, that sort of, okay, this bottle was entered here in 2010 and has been here since that, and then sort of have a documentation of at least where that the bottle has been there for X amount of time. That is actually, if it's been there for 30 years, then it's probably an original bottle of wine.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full episode, click here. Don't forget to subscribe and consider joining for exclusive content.